Morning and welcome to this very exciting edition of e-NV200 Adventures, our cross-country voyage from coast to coast. Now we're almost ready to go, everything's packed into the car and basically we've got the wife in there, the kids in there, we've got some provisions there, some Monster Munch, a selection of fine British biscuits and some pot noodles. Anyway, we're all ready, we're prepared to go. The battery is fully charged, tyre pressure's checked, washer fluid checked. Yeah, we're pretty ready to go. But before we do, we've had a letter from a lady, she's called Annie Walker. She's in Lytham St Anne's. I've got to go lock up now. But I'm just going to, as I walk to the house, I'm going to read that letter to you. And yeah, we'll go from there. So I've just got one hand here. I'm just going to walk around this way. Let's have a look. There we go. Oh, I can't see myself anymore. Probably not such a bad thing. Right, dear Mr e-NV Adventures, we are very much looking forward to your latest video, the Hull to Blackpool Challenge. That said, we would be pleased if you could perhaps speed up proceedings, as frankly myself and my husband Jack are both 96 years old and we simply do not have the time left for any further dithering. Please get on with it. Signed, Annie and Jack Walker. Well, Annie and Jack, I do waffle. I do go on a bit, but yes, it's now time to close the door. Let's go now. Today, as we attempt this great yet perilous adventure, we look back at the great British pioneers, innovators, adventurers, Scott of the Antarctic, Sir Christopher Columbus, and of course the great Alan Wicker, as we travel across this great continent of ours.
We're not a continent, we live on an island.
As we transverse this great continent of the UK, we humble ourselves in the knowledge that today we are, in our own small way, pioneers that will go down in the annals of EV history. Never before in the great history of this great nation has man and machine been pitted against such a challenge. Face the prospect of climbing the highest motorway in the British Isles as the magnificent M62 scales the heights of the Pennines. Yet, despite the odds being against us, just like the great Eddie the Eagle Edwards, we will overcome and we will make greatness itself. So now as you're watching, I'm sure that you're all wishing us Godspeed e-NV200 Adventures as I reach to press the start button.
Daddy, I need a wee.
You need a wee? You ain't got time for a wee, we've got to go! We've got to get across this great continent of ours. Alright, go for a wee, Clara.
100 yards at the end of the road, turn left.
Right, we're underway proper now. Every 20 miles I'm going to give you an update on the battery percentage, the range on the GOM, as well as obviously the distance to the destination, Hounds Hill Shopping Centre in Blackpool. I'm on a dual carriageway right now. There is cars behind me, cars behind me. And I'm doing 52. I want to try and keep it as low as I can, 50 being the average that I want to try and go for. So yeah, anyway, we just set off now. See you at the 20-mile mark and we'll see where we are then. Clicked over onto 20 miles and we've got 85% on the battery. On the GOM we have 137 miles and on the sat-nav 126 miles still to go. In the last sort of 15-20 minutes the range on the GOM has dropped below the actual distance to the destination, which is obviously a bit panic. You know, obviously we're not going to panic at all, but yeah, I mean, if you wanted to panic, yeah, we could panic a little bit. But yeah, things are looking good. I've set the speed to 51 miles an hour and 137 miles on the GOM, 125 to go. Right, I'll check back in with you at 30 miles. No, 40 miles. We do it every 20. See you there. We're just coming up to 40 miles now. We've done, let's have a look. So we've actually done 40 miles, I believe. 39.6 miles since we left the house. 106 miles to go. The critical thing that you need to know is that we're on 71% of battery left, which equates to 121 miles on the gone. So 106 to destination, 121 on the gone. Still doing 51 miles, no air conditioning, lorries passing us, caravans that should be sort of limited to, actually no, caravans can do 60, so I'm guessing that's absolutely fine for them to pass us, but it does seem a little bit scary having these big articulated lorries passing and caravans whizzing by at super crazy speeds. But there we go. So yeah, I mean, it's looking like this is going to be doable. 40 miles already done, 120 on the gone. That would have, if that's going to work out to be accurate, it's 160 miles from, you know, on 100%. So yeah, we'll see. Time will tell whether we can do this. We do have to climb up the Pennines, as I've mentioned, to the highest point of the British motorway system, and it is a steep climb there. Obviously we do have the descent on the other side, but obviously we know that in physics we never regain what we've lost to in terms of energy. You know, it's not a perfect world in terms of physics, but we'll see. I think we're going to make it. Hold on. I'm looking at the figures now. They have changed a little bit because we was climbing then. But just before I go now, we're just going to say that we've got 118 miles on the gone and 105 miles to the destination. Right, I'll see you at 60 miles, and fingers crossed we'll still be progressing nicely. And yep, bye for now. See you at 60 miles. We're sitting back at 50 miles an hour, taking it nice and easy. I just thought I'd read you some fun facts about today. Today is the 21st of July 2018, and on this day in history, in 1925, the great British Malcolm Campbell became the first man to exceed 150 miles per hour on land, that was, at Pendine Sands in Wales. If you just sort of go left a little bit from England, that's where Wales is, and he was driving the Sunbeam 350 HP, doing a two-way average speed of 150 miles, 0.33 miles per hour. Astounding! My dad's 1980 Talbot Sunbeam was not quite as fast as that. Bit of a rust bucket in all fairness. But here we are today, today we are in 2018, and we too are driving at Talbot Sunbeam speeds. 51 miles an hour on the motorway. I never thought I would do that other than in roadworks. But yeah, this is going to work out, I think. Here comes another lorry and a transit van, they're all trying to get past. from home, and looking on the GOM, we have 87 miles left. We have been averaging about 4.1 miles per kilowatt, and that has dropped. We've gone up quite a lot of inclines. We're at 3.7 miles per kilowatt.
1 mile, keep to the right.
So yeah, I mean, it's looking incredibly tight. If you look now, we've got 86 miles to the destination on the sat nav and 86 miles on the GOM. Now, we know that this on the GOM will drop compared to what's on the well, compared to what we're going to actually get in real life. So yeah, it's getting a bit tight. Not sure we're actually going to make this now. All depends if we can try and get an increase on this miles per kilowatt. Like I say, it's 3.7 at the minute. We'll see, we'll see. Remain positive. Where's my flag? Anyway, see you at the 80 mile mark. Obviously we'll have a much...
Keep to the right.
I'll go with the 70 mile mark, and then, because obviously at 80 we're going to be very close, but we'll go to 70 now and see where we are then. Right, we're just approaching 80 miles from home now. And yes, it is indeed looking incredibly tight. And I think if we were French, I'm sure right now we would be panicking. Not ourselves, of course, because we've got the whole country behind us. We know that failure really isn't an option. So we're sitting here, looking at the mileage on the GOM, looking at the mileage on the maps and thinking, yes, we can do it. Okay, the GOM says 55 miles. And the miles to destination is 67 miles, but we can make this work. We can twist the laws of physics. We can make it work somehow. As we fly down this hill right now with this magnificent British struck Japanese flying machine, I'm sure we'll make it. What a nice reservoir over there, look. Oh, by the way, seriously, I love the French. You know, I'm just being a bit silly. There's always this thing about the French being sort of a little bit weak, but I'm sure they're not. Bon, mes amis françaises, c'était un petit blague, d'accord. J'aime le pays de la France, les gens de France. Vive la France, vive la journée holiday. Merci à tout. Right, I'm going to say this now, that basically Clara, our youngest daughter, cannot hold her bladder anymore, so we're gonna have to stop at Birch Services, which I think is probably about another 10 miles from here. The question then is, do we charge or do we press on? I say we press on. I think we'll be fine, because we've been going uphill now for a good while, and we're now reaching the summit of the M62, and my glamorous assistant here, Mrs. C, is soon going to video the sign indicating that we are at the highest peak of the M62. But I think it literally is all downhill now. 56 miles on the GOM, 66 miles to destination. We can start regenning now and a little bit of coasting. I think we might just make it, but we will stop at Birch in 10 minutes, not 10 minutes, 10 miles, and yeah, we'll have a catch up there and see how we go. What I would say is that when we arrived at Birch the last time that we did this, we was going to Liverpool, same road, same direction, but we had 11% on the battery then. We hadn't taken it particularly, not like today, we were doing 65, 70 at times. So that big difference. So we arrived on 11% at 21 miles, excuse me, 22 miles perhaps. But yeah, basically, from Birch to the car park at Blackpool is 52 miles. So like I said, last time we arrived on 11%, we had 21 miles on the GOM. We need another 31 miles to make it achievable. So whether when we get past this summit here, we can just, I mean, right now the miles per kilowatt have really dropped off, but you know, it makes sense once we get past the crest of this magnificent mountain range, or the hills, I'm not sure, that yeah, basically we get over here, we start regenning, miles per kilowatt will go up, and then the miles on the GOM will go up, and it may look a little bit more positive. We may be able to make it. 83 miles now since we left the house. I think about 7 miles to the services at Birch. So that's it for now. I think the sign for the highest motorway in Britain is coming up now. We'll see you in a couple of minutes.
I missed it.
We're in neutral now, we really are zooming downhill, 57 miles an hour. We'll just keep dropping it into drive just to get some regen on there, and then back into neutral again. Because unfortunately, being really serious and not being a bit silly, we've got 59 on the GOM. Oh hey, we've increased. The last time I looked we was about 15 below, but yeah, 59 on the GOM and 59 on the map. It's still in neutral, still coasting downhill. 88 miles since we left the house now. Into D, bit of regen. Back into neutral. Average miles per kilowatt now is 99.9 miles per kilowatt. If only. Yeah, we're starting to just level up a bit. I'm gonna have to go back into drive and set the cruise. Not far now from the services. Just to give you an update, battery 34%, battery temperature 50%, should we call it, halfway up. Yeah, I mean there is a chance we could still make this. I mean, we are downhill now, all the way from here, I think. Obviously we've got to go down to the west coast there, down to sea level. 57 miles to destination, 58 miles on the GOM, and still going down. Now James Hoyle, who gave me a handy tip last night on James from Japan Electrified Journeys YouTube comments on one of his videos there. James Hoyle said 300 yards speed camera. James Hoyle said recommended, a little bit dangerous, James, but I'm getting a bit desperate now. So on that last, it was going downhill, I put it into neutral. We did gain some speed. Obviously we're not using any power going downhill in neutral. Wouldn't recommend it to anyone. So now we've increased on the GOM now. Yeah, we're at Birch Services. Just stopped for Clara to go have a wee. Just a bit of a catch up whilst we're stopped. We have the sat nav, for whatever reason, not sure the reason, but it's saying 37 miles to destination. Not sure why it says that, because it's about 50. And we've got 65 miles on the GOM. It is still all downhill, so yeah, I'm fairly positive. The wife's not so positive, but we'll make it. Of course we'll make it. My one stroopy flag, I'm going to raise it back up again, because yeah, I do think we can make it. I do. Oh look, Seth's gone behind me as well. So yeah, I do think we will make it. I think it will be tight if we go into turtle mode. Obviously we'll deal with that then. Is that 25 miles an hour max speed? Who knows? I don't know enough about it. I would prefer that doesn't happen, and that we do make it without any real issues. I don't want to call the RSC. I don't want the embarrassment at that. So yeah, we're about to set off again. Obviously we've got to accelerate back to get out there on the motorway, going to use a little bit more of the percentage than if we hadn't stopped perhaps. But yeah, we're going to be back on track. 50 miles to go, 65 on the gom. Update, it's on the way. See you later.
Starting route guidance.
Right, so we've got 37 miles to go, 37 miles on the gom. Not doing so well now on, basically we're pretty much level now. It is going to be incredibly tight. Oh boy, oh boy. I don't know whether we're going to, yeah, of course we're going to make it. 37. Just need a little bit more downhill roads, and yeah, let's try and just turn this thing around. Sooty and Sweep are waiting on North Pier for us. We cannot let them down. I think if we chose the RAC option, the recovery wagon, then I could never look Sweep in the eye again. Thirty-six. The weather's taken a turn for the worst. It's looking a bit gloomy. Just like Sharon will be if we have to call the RAC. Jolly FM coming in your ears. This now is kind of like the point of no return. We've got the very last rapid charger coming up in 3 miles. Got 35 miles to go. 37 on the gom. What do we do? Do we resist the temptation? Resist the temptation to get a final rapid just to get us there? Listen, we're British. We don't give in that easy. We keep going. Not only am I British, I'm from the north. I'm from Hull. Of course I'm going to keep going. Hitler's bombs couldn't stop the people of Hull. Neither can a low battery percentage. We'll make it. We'll do it.
Really? Are we stopping?
No. Yeah, my wife is just currently checking her blood pressure on her phone app there. 28 miles to the destination. We're still climbing a little bit now, I don't know why. Well, I do know, because we're going up an hill. But I would imagine it's pretty much, it's going to be up and down, but then we ultimately are heading down to the coast there. So we're still stuck at 50%. 28 miles to destination, 17% left in the battery. Battery temperature looking good at 50% still. My hope is that basically we get into the sort of within the town of Blackpool, start doing 90 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour, whatever, and that enables us to just about make it there. It is going to be incredibly close, I think. We passed Rivington Services. I'm not sure if that's the correct name for it. The last services before the last rapid charger before we get to Blackpool. 28 miles. It is a fair old distance, but yeah, we'll make it. Of course we will. Of course we will. Maybe it's time now for a bit of more Elgar, I think. Just boost the spirits, lift the mood. We're gonna do it. Hoo-ha! To some kind of incident. The Nissan sat-nav just said that we're approaching an incident, which is very clever. Obviously getting traffic fed to it using the SIM card down to 40 now. Now, yeah, it depends whether or not we keep moving, but 40 miles an hour, it is perhaps going to help us as long as we keep moving. We're at got 23 miles to go and we're at 15%, so things are getting pretty tight now. Yeah, this now is going to take some really, really delicate footwork just to use as little energy as I can just to keep the car moving. 16%. 23 miles to go. I knew this was going to be tight. Didn't appreciate perhaps how tight this was going to be. But that's what a challenge is all about. It can't be an easy challenge. There's got to be an element of risk, element that we perhaps might not make it. But yeah, we'll get there. Right, so we're back on track again, 50 miles an hour. Basically, I think that the hold-up was perhaps there's been an accident, I'm not sure. Two motorways where they connect, it's one joins another, and it was obviously creating some kind of huge traffic jam. But I think it perhaps has helped us. We did have some downhill there, put it into neutral using James Hoyle's patented coast down a hill method, and yeah, well, I think we're going to do it. Another downhill looking like just on the horizon coming up now. 18 miles to go, just to give you the percentage, 14%. I'm not sure when we get the warning, I think it's 9%. 13% is just clicked down onto. Yeah, we'll see. When we get a bit closer, I will let you know where we are, percentage wise, and mileage and all the rest of it. See you in a bit. Right, we've got 12 miles to go and 10% left on the battery. Will we regret missing that last opportunity of a rapid at Rivington station services? Time will tell. 12 miles, still a long way to go. 10%. We've got 8 miles to the exit of the motorway. And thereafter, I'm not sure because I'm not sure what road is coming up next, whether or not it's straight into Blackpool. I really can't remember. What I'm saying is, if we drop down to 30 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour, then that improves the chances of reaching Blackpool. 11 miles to go, getting closer to our final destination of the Hounds Hill shopping centre. With those two 7 kilowatt chargers there, let's hope they're really well. First of all, let's hope we make it. Secondly, if we do make it, let's hope those things are not iced. We are now desperate for a charge. 10 miles to go and 9% on the battery now. So if it was a mile per percent, just tended to arc right there, per percent. Then for Fetch Cloth Granville, yeah, I'm sure we can just squeeze this out of the bag, squeeze it out of the battery.
Low battery charge. Press button to check.
There we have it, 9.9 miles to go, low battery, warning, just come up there, just need to push the button to get rid of that, 9%. 9.8 miles to go. Yeah, this is looking really, really tight now. 5.6 miles to go, 6% on the battery. 1.8 miles left of the motorway. You don't get this kind of tension in a petrol car. But it has to be said, we've almost crossed the entire country for about £5. We've done 138 miles. I'm warm, I'm hot, I can put the air conditioning on. We've not had it on the whole trip. And maybe not having the aircon on might just give us that tiny possibility of making it. 4.9 miles to go. sign for Blackpool just flying above my head, over my head. 1 mile now to the exit. If we can get down to city speeds, that might help us a little bit.
Take the third exit, then at the end of the road, turn left.
Just hitting the the sign for Blackpool. We're in Blackpool officially, but still got 3.5 miles to go. Of course, the concern now, apart from whether we can make it, is whether those two chargers are actually working, because my wife has just looked on the sat map.
Continue on the current route.
And perhaps I should have checked this out. I should have read the comments. Apparently 4 weeks ago, neither of those chargers were working. Obviously, it's 4 weeks, I'm sure. It's two chargers by Paula. I'm sure those guys would have been on the ball. I'm sure they'll be fixed. 3.7 miles to go now. 3.6. 4% on the battery. So these chargers have got to work. If they don't work, then we've got big problems. I can just about see the Blackpool Tower. Not that anybody else can, but I just about can.
I saw it pointing out to them and they...
And I didn't, I saw it. I couldn't see. I saw it.
No room for error now, no room for mistakes. Gotta take every single junction, every single turning, it's gotta be right now.
How much percent now?
4% safe.
4.
To get there.
3 miles, 4%.
1.9 miles to go, and we've had the very low battery warning just come on. Got no indication on the GOM anymore, just flashing dashes. Oh, 1.5 miles and the magnificent Blackpool Tower straight ahead. Based of course on Gustave Eiffel's Eiffel Tower in Paris. Ours is not quite as big. But yeah, very British. Iconic. Blackpool's iconic Blackpool Tower. Eco mode still on, 1.4 miles to go. Flashing dashes on the GOM. .8 miles. No title mode yet. Battery percentage. 3%. 3%. We've almost done it, Claire. That's a car like ours, look.
It's a taxi.
Yeah, taxi. He's giving us a wave, look. Did you get him?
Yep.
Another fellow e-NV200 taxi driver. Well, he's a taxi driver, we're not. I'm sure he's having his adventures in there today with all the stag do's and hen weekends.
Christine.
Yeah, probably isn't it?
I don't know how we'll get to the parking.
In about 400 yards, turn left. Then in 100 yards, turn left.
Right, so left and left. It's not on that side though, is it?
No.
It's Blackpool
Yeah, it's
Town.
a city, I think.
It's a town.
It's a town.
Turn left now.
Right, one big sigh of relief, and we need to, apart from running this lady over, we need now to find those find those chargers. If only there was a rapid here. The main thing is we need any charge, any charge. We need it
You
now.
have arrived. The destination is on the right.
Straight ahead
Bending the
there.
route
Obviously, we've got
guidance.
the Blackpool Tower.
Did we fit under that?
1.9, I think so. We'll soon find out.
I want to go.
Just duck your head in the back there, just for a minute. Boing! I'm struggling to get up here. Maybe it's my reluctant foot. Reluctant foot. Come on, cars, keep going, please. See, they don't realise. They don't realise what kind of situation
No,
we're
you've got to
in.
pick up a ticket.
Right, so.
Right, it says level 2 full. But
Oh no, let's hope that the chargers are not being iced.
oh,
Oops. I'll tell you what, if the chargers are iced, I will park around the back of them, I'll block them in, and we will get a charge by hook or crook. We will get electricity into this battery.
Level 4 and 5.
yeah, we've got to go to level 2 though.
Right. What level are we on now then? Are we going
This is
down?
2, I think. Right, it's over there. Electric charging points are over there,
Right, okay.
and they look.
Place free.
There is
One
one
space
free.
free. Oh, that's excellent. That's excellent news. Excellent news. Never been so relieved. Never been so relieved.
There is a Mercedes on the other one.
Blue light, red light. I don't know what that means. Right, so this is turning into a bit of a nightmare. It's the Charge Master, it's Polar. We've topped up the app, £20 plugged in. I spoke to the guy at Polar and he basically said, look, I queried him, I said, look, if I'm desperate for this charge, I put the £20 on, this is definitely going to work, isn't it? He says, yes. Transpires they've got communication problems with this charger and it's never going to work. They can't remote charge it, the app was never going to charge it. So thank you very much, Charge Master. What a nightmare. So we've got to go drive. We've got to go drive and find another charger. So I'm gonna have a quick look now, see what we can find on ZapMap. So the last comments 4 weeks ago saying this had communication problems and wasn't working. Absolutely bang on. Absolutely right.
4 weeks.
So
ago.
4 weeks ago, 4 weeks, this thing's not been working. Now we're down to 2%, and so yeah, the nightmare continues. We're just trying to get out of the car park now. We've had to pay for 2 hours parking, even though we've only been here for like 5 minutes. I've rung Charlie Nissan, Blackpool. They've got a rapid there. It's 3 miles away, and whether we're going to make it or not is really within the hands of whoever. I mean, this is. Yeah, I wasn't stressed at all. I didn't have any worries at all. The only concern was whether this charger here was working. And when I saw one of the bays was iced, but when I saw that one was free, that was my, I was very relieved. But now we're back to square one.
150 yards, turn right.
Back to square one again. Apparently the traffic's really bad, so we're looking at a 15-minute journey to get to this rapid
Turn
charger.
right.
Those are packed, aren't they? So I apologise for the camera work. Sharon can't see the display on there at the minute. And we've got no way of knowing. We're down to 2% battery. No way of knowing. So close, so near, but so far. This is just ludicrous that Polar can have a charger that's sat for the better part of a month, at least, as far as we know, a month, not working, and people are assuming this thing's working. I've just paid £20 for something that's not working. So we're down to still on 2%, 1.4 miles to this rapid charger at the dealership. This really is too much stress. So I keep dropping it into neutral just to coast a little bit. I mean, 1% now. This really couldn't be any tighter. We just need to get there. I don't want to call the RAC to take us. What in effect is one and a bit miles. Nissan Leaf just ahead of us. Just need to keep going. We've done 146 miles on a single charge. More than we anticipated doing, and 1.2 miles now to go, still showing 1%.
not in turtle mode though, are we?
Not in turtle yet. So maybe that's a good sign, who knows? I really don't know. I don't know enough about the turtle mode to make any comments really. I knew it was going to be a tough day. I knew it was going to be. It would take everything we had to get every ounce of power out of this thing to get to where we need to go. I didn't anticipate it being as bad as this. 0.8 miles now.
Oh boy.
In 100 yards. At the roundabout, take the second exit.
Right, 0.2 miles now. Still moving. Worst case, Sharon, we'll have to push. But I think we might just make it.
I can see it now.
In 300 yards.
Yeah, I can see the
That's
Destination will be on the left.
Citroen dealership ahead. Looks like we're going to make it. So a quick rapid charge. We've left the children with our oldest child. Well, she's not a child, she's a woman now, I suppose, and she's got a job and she's working. Right. Hyundai, I can see. Can you see?
Nissan at the very end.
I see, right, okay.
Oh.
400 feet. I think we deserve a coffee.
It's in there.
Is there a way in?
Your destination is on.
Yeah, it's
Where's the
there.
rapid?
There on your right.
Thanks, put it in
Yeah, in front of our old car.
here. Yeah. What's that say there? Is that the card to use, I think? Right, I have to say I'm not prone to panic, but today has not panned out quite as I was hoping it would. I expected a little bit of tension, a little bit of drama, but this is too close to comfort. But we're on now. We're on the Chadamo here at Chorley, Nissan Blackpool. Very, very grateful for this charge. We would have been absolutely stuffed without it. And just ironic that our former car, the Hyundai i800, is parked just right in front of us here. So anyway, if you want to travel from Hull to Blackpool, from one coast of our fine country to the other coast, then I recommend doing a rapid charge halfway on the journey, because frankly it is too much stress, too much. I mean, if that polar socket down there at the car park had worked, then we would not have had any issues. We arrived there on 2%, whatever it was, and yeah, it was a stretch, but having to come another 3 miles to here really has tested the capabilities of the car, tested my wife's nerves and indeed mine as well. But we're here now. Half an hour on here, a quick coffee, then go rescue our oldest girl, who's currently babysitting 3 miles away, and then we'll go see Sutty. What a day. Well, on that what a relief. On that final note, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been watching. It has been a bit of a nightmare today. I'm sure it makes an entertaining YouTube video there, but we made it. And if this is anything to be learned or gained from this, is the fact that it's too much of a push. We've done it, but I certainly wouldn't do it again. We will come to Blackpool again, but we will rapid charge at Manchester. We'll never pass Birch services again. No, too much stress. But for now, from e-NV200 Adventures, we bid you a fond farewell, and we will see you again very soon. In fact, probably tomorrow, when we go around Blackpool and have a look around in the next part of this video, part 2, which hopefully will be less stressful. I don't think Sutty will stress us anywhere near like the stress we've had in these last hours. Thanks for watching, all the best. Please like, subscribe, any comments, put them at the bottom. And of course, yes, in a Nissan Leaf it would have been much easier, but look at the thing, it's a huge brick. Bye for now, see you soon. comments, please. Tell me all about whether you like this video. Tell me about your experiences doing the longest journeys that you've ever done, where you've gone down to 1%. I tell you, I never want to be at 1% again. Thanks for viewing. All the best. See you soon.